My name is Jaswal Raj and welcome to my YouTube channel, that is We Engineer the Creators. Okay, so in this video I will tell you about the hydraulic braking system. Okay, this is the type of the braking system which we are using nowadays. Okay, this braking system is very popular nowadays. So today we will learn about the construction and the working of the hydraulic braking system. As the name suggests you that in this braking system we use hydraulics, that is we use fluids in this in order to stop the vehicle. Okay, so here as you can see in the figure, here it is the layout of hydraulic braking system. Here the wheel cylinder, and the most important component of the hydraulic braking cylinder is master cylinder. Okay, so one by one we will go through every. Okay, so let's concentrate on the first figure, that is layout of HBS, nothing but the hydraulic braking system. Okay, so this is the simple layout of hydraulic braking system. This rectangle portion is called master cylinder. Okay, this above top is called as fluid reservoir or fluid tank. This is the brake pedal, and these are the four wheels, and this is the steel pipe. So what happened when you pressed your brake pedal? Okay, when we are applying brake or when we pressed a brake pedal, so what happened at that time? The fluid reservoir gives some fuel to the master cylinder, and master cylinder will pressurize that fuel. After pressurizing that fuel, it will pass to the wheel cylinder. It will pass to the wheel cylinder through the steel pipe. Okay, so layout of HBS is very easy. What happened when you press the brake? From the fluid reservoir, the fluid will come in the master cylinder. The master cylinder will pressurize the fluid, and that pressurized fuel is transmitted to these four wheels with the help of the steel pipes. Okay, in the next, wheel cylinder. So the wheel cylinder is the schematic diagram of this wheel, this wheel, this wheel, or this wheel, any wheel. Okay, so here in this diagram I have elaborate this diagram, that how after pushing or pressurizing the fluid, how the brakes applied. It means after the pressurizing fuel, after the fuel enter into the wheel cylinder, how it acts or how the brake is applied. So in this diagram we will learn it. Okay, so this is the wheel cylinder. Let me introduce the construction of this wheel cylinder first. So this black outer covering is called as drum brake. Okay, then this black shaded portion is called as friction lining. This blue is called as brake shoe. This is the retracting spring, and this blue is called as piston. Okay, so what happened, as I told you, when you applied brake, from the fluid reservoir, the fluid come in the master cylinder. The master cylinder will pressurize your fluid, then through the steel pipes it will pass to this wheel cylinder. After that, what happened, that pressurized fuel is come into this, the pressurized fuel is come into this block, and it will push the piston in this side and this side. Okay, what happened when the pressurized fuel come into this position? At that time the pressurized fuel pushes the piston backward side like this and this. At that time, what happened, the piston which is connected to the brake shoe, this piston which is connected to the brake shoe forces the brake shoe to make contact with the outer drum brake. Okay, what happened when the pressurized fluid come inside, this pressurized fluid forces the piston to move this side and this side. The piston which is connected to the brake shoe forces the piston which is connected to the brake shoe forces the brake shoe to make contact with the drum brakes with the help of the friction lining. As the brake shoe and the drum brake make contact with each other with the help of the friction lining, the brake is applied. Very simple. Now let's come to the most important point or the most important component of the hydraulic braking system, that is master cylinder. Okay, here the master cylinder is present over here. So why the master cylinder plays a very important role in hydraulic braking system? Because it pressurizes the fuel which we desired during the hydraulic braking system. Okay, so let me introduce the components of my master cylinder. This black portion is called as rubber boot. This rubber boot protects the piston rod okay, from the dust and from the unwanted forces acting on the piston rod. Then this is the piston rod, okay, piston rod. Then this shaded portion, black shaded portion, is called as piston. Then it is also the rubber boot. Then this is the retracting springs, as you can see, retracting springs, helical springs. Then this is the outer chamber, okay, outer casing, which will protect the piston springs. Okay, now this is the fluid tank in which our braking fluid is present over here. Here the braking fluid is used like ethyl alcohol, or we can say diethyl, okay, any hydroscopic fluid which absorbs water. Okay, so I think the construction is over. Now let's divide the master cylinder into two chamber. Okay, our first chamber is fluid chamber or fluid tank, like in this portion, and our second is compression chamber, this. So initially what happened when the brake is pressed, when the brake is applied, what happened, this piston moves in this side. Okay, when the brake is applied, this piston moves in this side. As the piston moves in this side, the spring get compressed. Okay, see, there are two ports, this port and this port. This port is called as inlet port, and this port is called as bypass port. See what happened, initially this area is completely filled with the fluid. Okay, initially what happened, this area is completely filled with the fluid. As the brake is applied, the piston moves this side and compress that fluid. As the piston compress that fluid, what happened, there is a check valve. As you can see, there is a check valve. When the fluids regain, or when the fluids gain the pressure which is desired to open the check valve, the check valve opens and the pressurized fluid go to the steel pipes and to the wheel cylinder, and brake is applied. Now case 2, what happened, when the piston moves to the backward position or in the reverse position. Why? Because when you released your brake pedal, your piston will move backward side because of the springs which forces the piston to move in this side. At that time what happened, a vacuum is created. Okay, at that time what happened is vacuum is created. To overcome that vacuum, we have a bypass port which continuously filled the fluid in this chamber. So what happened, the vacuum pressure becomes the equal to the atmospheric pressure. Why? Because here some molecules of fluid are there which expands when the piston moves from this to this position. Okay, at that time what happened, here vacuum pressure is created. To overcome that vacuum pressure, the bypass port is there which continuously fill the fluid in this chamber. So what happened, the vacuum pressure is overcome. Okay, so the working of master cylinder is very simple. What happened, when the brake is applied, this pushes in this direction, the fluid is already filled in this, get pressurized, get compressed, the check valve open, then it passed to the wheel cylinder, brake is applied, then again the brake pedal is released. What happened, the piston moves in this side, here vacuum is created, the bypass port filled the fluid in this, and then what happened, again the atmospheric pressure is maintained over here, and master cylinder comes into original position. Okay, so this was the working of the master cylinder, wheel cylinder, and layout of HBS. Okay, so this was very simple to understand, no complications, diagrams are very clear. Okay, so I hope you like my video. If you like my video, please share my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching my video.